The calendar showed May 24th, 2025. It was a fine spring day for baseball. The Kansas City Royals were in Minneapolis to play the Minnesota Twins. Target Field was the place. Fans filled the seats with hopeful energy. Both teams wanted this win badly. It was an important game in the American League Central Division. The Royals arrived with a decent record. Their young players showed promise. The Minnesota Twins were also strong. They had a good lineup and solid pitching. Starting for the Royals was Leo Sandoval, a young right-handed pitcher. Sandoval had good stuff, including a fastball with movement and a tricky slider. On the mound for the Minnesota Twins was Isabella Izzy Chen. She was a sensation, a right-hander with amazing control. Her pitches danced around the strike zone, making solid contact difficult for hitters. She was quickly becoming a fan favorite. The crowd buzzed when she warmed up. This matchup of young pitchers was exciting. It promised a good baseball game for everyone watching. Both teams saw this game as a chance to make a statement, a chance to climb in the standings. Every game matters in a long season, but this one felt a little bigger. The game began under clear skies. Izzy Chen took the mound for Minnesota, looking calm and focused. Her first pitches were sharp, attacking the Royals' hitters. The Kansas City batters struggled early. Chen's fastball had good speed, and her curveball kept them off balance. In the top of the first inning, Chen was efficient. She got Michael Garcia to ground out, Bobby Witt Jr. struck out swinging, and Vinny Pasquantino flew out to center field. It was a quick 1-2-3 inning. The home crowd appreciated her work. The second inning was much the same. Chen continued to dominate, mixing her pitches well. Salvador Perez hit a weak pop-up, Nelson Velazquez struck out looking at a perfect slider, and MJ Melendez managed a walk. But Chen quickly picked him off first base. Through 3 innings, Chen was nearly perfect. The Royals had only one base runner, who did not stay on base long. Chen recorded 4 strikeouts. The Royals hitters looked frustrated, shaking their heads as they went back to the dugout. They needed to find a new plan. Chen was making it look easy. The Twins' ace was living up to her reputation. The Twins' defense was ready behind her. A strong start sets the tone for the game. The Royals hitters needed to adjust quickly. The home crowd buzzed with excitement. While Chen controlled the Royals, Leo Sandoval started well for Kansas City. He matched Chen for the first 2 innings, using his fastball effectively. The Twins hitters were patient, trying to work the count. Sandoval showed good composure for a young pitcher. The game was scoreless early. In the bottom of the 3rd inning, the Twins' offense came alive. Edouard Julien led off with a sharp single to right field. Next up was Carlos Correa, who battled Sandoval in a long at-bat and eventually drew a walk. Now the Twins had 2 runners on base with no outs. Royce Lewis stepped into the batter's box. The crowd at Target Field grew louder. Sandoval fell behind in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. He needed to throw a strike. He threw a fastball over the middle of the plate. Lewis did not miss it. He swung hard and the ball jumped off his bat. It soared high and deep to left field. It was a no-doubter, a 3-run home run for Royce Lewis. The fans erupted in cheers. Lewis circled the bases with a smile. His teammates greeted him at home plate. The Twins had a 3-0 lead. Sandoval was visibly disappointed. The Twins had the early momentum. Trailing by 3 runs, the Royals needed to respond. In the 4th inning, Kansas City showed signs of life. Vinny Pasquantino hit a double. This was the Royals' first real hit. Salvador Perez came to the plate. He knew his team needed a spark. Perez hit a single to center field. Pasquantino slid home safely. The Royals were on the scoreboard. The Royals' dugout showed some energy. Nelson Velazquez drew a walk. The Royals had 2 runners on base. MJ Melendez stepped up. Chen threw some good pitches. Melendez hit a fly ball, caught for an out. The Royals had a runner on third. Hunter Renfroe was the batter. Chen needed a strikeout. Renfroe hit a high fly ball. It was not deep enough to score. Byron Buxton made the catch. Perez stayed at third. Chen got the next batter to ground out. The Royals scored 1 run. The Royals showed they could fight back. The Twins' lead was now 3-1. The game was far from over. The Royals needed to keep the pressure on. The Twins' defense held strong. The game moved into the middle innings. The score was 3-1 in favor of the Twins. Leo Sandoval settled down for the Royals after the home run, pitching a scoreless 4th inning. The Royals needed more offense. Bobby Witt Jr. was one of those players due for a big hit. In the top of the 5th inning, the Royals started another rally. Michael Garcia led off with a walk, showing good patience against Chen. That brought Bobby Witt Jr. to the plate. Witt Jr. was one of the most exciting young players in baseball, with speed and power. Chen pitched carefully to him. The count went to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Chen threw a fastball on the outside corner. Witt Jr. reached out and drove it. The ball flew high and far towards the right field seats. The Twins' right fielder drifted back and looked up. The ball cleared the wall. It was a 2-run home run for Bobby Witt Jr. The game was tied, 3-3. The Royals' dugout erupted. Witt Jr. had delivered a huge hit for his team. The home run changed the feeling of the game. Izzy Chen looked a bit surprised. She had been cruising, but the Royals fought back. The home run seemed to rattle her a little. The momentum had clearly shifted. The visiting team was full of confidence now. After Bobby Witt Jr.'s home run tied the game, both teams tightened up. The score remained 3-3 through the 6th inning. Both starting pitchers were now out of the game. Leo Sandoval left after 5 innings for the Royals, giving up 3 runs. Izzy Chen also pitched 5 innings for the Twins, allowing 3 runs. The bullpens were now in control. The Royals brought in reliever Will Smith, a veteran left-hander. Smith pitched a clean 6th inning, getting a strikeout and 2 groundouts. The Twins also went to their bullpen. Joan Duran, known for his high velocity, came in for Minnesota. He was equally effective, striking out 2 Royals batters in the top of the 6th. The game became a battle of the relief pitchers. Defense also played a big role in these middle innings. In the bottom of the 6th, the Twins threatened. Max Kepler hit a line drive to deep center field, but Royals center fielder Kyle Isbell made a great running catch near the wall, saving a potential run. The Royals bench applauded his effort. Good defense can win games. Then, in the top of the 7th, the Twins showed their defensive skill. With a runner on first, Salvador Perez hit a hard ground ball. Twins shortstop Carlos Correa made a diving stop. He quickly got to his feet and threw to second base for 1 out. The second baseman then threw to first for a double play. The crowd roared its approval. The game remained tied 3-3 as it moved to the later innings. The tension was building at Target Field. Every pitch felt important. Every at-bat was crucial. The bullpens continued to pitch well. For the Royals, John Schreiber came in for the 7th inning. He kept the Twins scoreless. For Minnesota, Griffin Jax pitched a strong 7th inning too. In the top of the 8th inning, the Royals' offense struck again. Bobby Witt Jr. started things with a walk. He worked the count against Jax. Witt Jr. then stole second base, putting him in scoring position. The pressure was on the Twins' pitcher. Vinny Pasquantino stepped up to the plate. He had already doubled and scored a run. Pasquantino took a moment to focus on Jax. The count was 1 ball and 1 strike. Jax threw a slider. Pasquantino swung and connected solidly. The ball rocketed into the gap in right center field, rolling all the way to the wall. Witt Jr. scored easily from second base. Pasquantino cruised into second base with a double. The Royals had taken the lead, 4-3. His teammates cheered loudly from the dugout. The Royals now had the lead late in the game. The Twins looked a bit dejected. The Royals carried their 5-3 lead into the bottom of the 9th inning. They were 3 outs away from a big road victory. Kansas City manager Matt Quatraro made the call to the bullpen. He brought in his closer, Marcus Thorne. Thorne was a veteran right-hander with a powerful fastball and a sharp cutter. He was known for his calm demeanor in high-pressure situations. The Royals faithful hoped he could secure the win. Thorne started his warm-up pitches. The Twins fans tried to rally their team. The first batter Thorne faced was Byron Buxton. Buxton worked the count full. Thorne threw a fastball. Buxton swung and missed. Strike 3, 1 out. Next up was Carlos Correa, who hit a ground ball to shortstop. Bobby Witt Jr. fielded it cleanly and made a strong throw to first base. 2 outs. The Royals were 1 out away. The final batter for the Twins was Royce Lewis. He had already homered in this game. Lewis battled Thorne, fouling off several tough pitches. The count went to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Thorne delivered his pitch. Lewis swung and hit a hard line drive towards left field. Royals left fielder MJ Melendez moved quickly and made a running catch. The game was over. The Royals had won. The final score was Kansas City Royals 5, Minnesota Twins 4. The Kansas City Royals celebrated their hard-fought victory. It was a significant win against a tough divisional opponent. Bobby Witt Jr. was outstanding. He had the game-tying 2-run homer and scored the go-ahead run. Vinny Pasquantino was also a hero. He had 2 doubles and 2 RBIs, including the game winner. Marcus Thorne earned his 10th save of the season. He shut the door in the ninth inning. For the Minnesota Twins, it was a tough loss. Izzy Chen pitched well early, but couldn't hold the lead. Royce Lewis provided the early offense with his 3-run homer. The Twins fought hard and showed resilience, but the Royals' offense was just a bit better on this day. The game featured good pitching, timely hitting, and solid defense from both sides. It was a great example of competitive American League baseball. This victory helped the Royals in the standings. It showed they could compete with the best teams. It built confidence for the young squad. For the Twins, it was a missed opportunity at home. They would look to bounce back in the next game. There were no major records broken, but it was a memorable game. It had excitement and energy.